Welcome to the RadioU podcast. Coming up, the secret to unlimited free McDonald's.
Also, how patriotic is your fast food?
All that and more on the way next. Oh, it feels good on a Monday to walk in as a winner. The Green Bay Packers won, of course, over the Cincinnati Bengals. It wasn't a blowout or anything, but a comfortable victory. 8772 Radio U. And not only that, but also I had a great week of football picks.
You did. You're sounding a little tired there. Did you stay up for the whole...
I was cheering. For all the winning I was doing.
Your voice is running out.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had a 4-1 week.
How did your week go?
Not good.
I wasn't keeping track of your picks.
It was opposite of that. 1-4.
1-4.
Mm-hmm.
Oof.
Which is really sad because it easily could have gone the other direction, but unfortunately just didn't pan out. Alabama just barely got out of an upset bid by Missouri.
Mm-hmm.
Oregon, disappointing, but it was a very close game against Indiana. We both picked Oregon there. Lions-Chiefs was close until it wasn't.
Yeah.
And then the Chiefs, they ran away with it in the fourth quarter.
So coming up later, you're going to have to do your punishment, which is going to be a punishment for everybody. You have to do an impression of Nene.
Yep.
But if you didn't stay up last night for the Lions-Chiefs game, at the end of the game was the big deal because the Lions and Chiefs kind of broke into a post-game fight.
Yeah, I didn't see this until this morning because when I went to bed, it was still a 3-point game going into the fourth quarter, right at the beginning of the fourth quarter. And so I was like, I'm too tired. I can't stay up and watch the rest of this. But at the end of the game, there was a little sprawl. I don't know what you want to call it.
It wasn't a brawl. And there was only a couple players that were actually fighting.
Yeah.
But what happened was Patrick Mahomes tried to do a post-game handshake, pat on the back with Brian Branch, a cornerback for the Lions.
Uh-huh.
Brian Branch snubbed him. Patrick Mahomes just pats him on the back as he's walking by. But Juju Smith-Schuster of the Chiefs kind of was standing right there too, and he calls out Brian Branch. Brian Branch smacks Juju Smith. Never a smart move in football to hit somebody that's wearing a helmet. And so Brian Branch physically started the altercation, and then Juju Smith-Schuster kind of pushed him back, and a couple players got involved, but it was more. And eventually there was a big crowd, but most of it was just breaking everybody up and keeping it calm.
Yeah.
But Chris Collinsworth said, Brian Branch is going to have to pay the price for that.
100%.
You can't, even though the game is over, it doesn't mean you're allowed to be going around doing whatever you want.
Well, and I know the Lions head coach Dan Campbell, he's already said what Brian Branch did is unacceptable. Mm-hmm. We're not going to tolerate that type of behavior. And so, yeah, you hate to see that, especially you're the losing team. You just look like a sore loser now.
Yeah, he was in his feelings. But I think this is because this happened when the Lions were playing the Packers too earlier this year. They play with they emulate their coach, Dan Campbell. There's so much emotional energy there. But it does seem to get out of control more often with a team like that, particularly when you're losing, and it can kind of compound things. Well, now, obviously, this game was over, but when you're taking unnecessary penalties, or if I don't think he's going to get suspended. It's probably more of a fine thing, but it can hurt your team. So you got to just keep it together.
You absolutely need to keep it together. Cooler heads will prevail. So if you don't have that wherewithal to make it through, even when you have a tough loss like this, you're not going to have a good season.
Yeah. Well, the Chiefs, they're bouncing back. I feel good about calling that one. And all the other things I called this weekend that we'll have to get to, each and every one of them. It's so tough being single, isn't it? From what I remember anyways. 8772 Radio U. It is true. When you're single, a lot of food is just not packaged for single people.
That is absolutely true. It's hard to make meals as a single person.
Yeah, it's tough to buy, especially if you are living completely living single, no roommates or anything. What are you supposed to do?
Right.
The only answer is buying frozen individual meals.
Which is just not healthy.
Yeah, or very good. But we have a guy who's gone viral for his Craigslist post for his creative solution to this. It's bad when a Craigslist post is going viral.
Yeah.
It must be pretty wild. But the post is, this guy was seeking people to split a Costco pie because, I mean, very cost sensitive, I think, of him, and just, not wanting to waste food. This pie, 4.5 pounds.
Whoa.
That's too much for one person.
Yep.
Even if you kind of, eat a lot per day, that's still...
That's still a lot
you shouldn't
of
eat
pounds
4.5 pounds of pie.
Yeah.
Before that amount of pie would go bad.
Right.
And so this guy was searching for 3 to 4 people to meet him in a Costco parking lot and split the peanut butter chocolate pie. I love that.
Only on Craigslist would you see this.
Which is the wrong place, because you're going to be lucky if 3 to 4 people even see your post on Craigslist. Forget about actually want to split it with you.
Totally irrelevant site now.
Yeah, definitely. This post, it's gone viral now. Again, but it was originally posted in 2023. Even then, or 2 years ago, who was using Craigslist?
Right. This guy's like, what? How is this? How am I getting traction on this now? And it's because it's been on TikTok. Mm-hmm. Somebody found this on the recesses of the internet and posted it on TikTok, and now it's gone viral.
But I do think this man, whoever this was that wanted to split the pie, he was ahead of his time.
Oh, yeah?
Because, not only is food not packaged for single people,
Costco food certainly isn't.
Yeah, good point. Why would you even have a Costco membership as an individual?
Totally unnecessary.
But also, furthermore, inflation is running rampant. Like, this is just what we're going to start having to do. Single people and married people, we're going to have to start splitting stuff up because we can't afford it.
Yeah, I mean, maybe actually him having a Costco membership is a good thing, because if he gets some buddies, let's say those 3 to 4 friends he's looking for, then, you could do all of your shopping together and get, the big bulk items and then split them up.
The the difficulty is then you all have to agree on stuff. Or you wind up wasting money.
That's true. Or you could just have him do the basics, because I know a lot of people, they don't do all of their shopping at like a store like Costco or Sam's Club. They just get basic things. So like toilet paper, tissue paper, like the big items that you need. And it's better to buy them in bulk because they can last for a long time. But they don't do all of their regular shopping there.
Yeah, you wouldn't want, what I find is you don't want to buy frozen and refrigerated stuff at Costco.
Right.
Even if you do have maybe if you have a big family. But the thing is, you have to have a massive fridge for that.
Yeah, you'd have to have almost like a separate freezer.
Yeah, and some people do.
Yeah, some people with big families certainly do.
Oh, I can't wait. Coming up next, Allie is going to have to do an impression of Nene, since that is the price you pay for losing in our football picks. But we have to talk college football first. Allie, what would you rather hit first? James Franklin being fired at Penn State, or Indiana and Texas both getting top 10 wins? Because I think those are both pretty major.
They're definitely major, but I have to say, I texted you when that news came out about James Franklin. I think that is the biggest story from the weekend, because, you are like one drive away from this being a totally different story, where Penn State was so close to winning over Oregon in an overtime game in Happy Valley, that this would be a totally different story. And also, just don't lose to Northwestern and UCLA and you're still their coach.
Yeah.
And so, the way that Penn State has collapsed so epically is crazy to me.
Yeah, but I think the reason why he was fired is because it's always, this year it finally came back to bite them, where they fell flat after a big game.
Yeah.
But it was always, if it just wasn't for this one drive in the big game, then we'd be, who knows where we'd be. But they could never, under James Franklin, that was always the problem.
They could never win the big game.
And so him actually losing some lower games finally gave them an excuse, because you can't fire a guy for going 10-2 every year.
Right.
So finally they had an excuse. I'll tell you what, though, I think this is going to be good for everybody. Like, Penn State is still a good program. It's going to be tough to find another coach that's going to have you in that stratosphere. But then again, you look back at Bill O'Brien was the coach before, right?
Yeah.
And that was when they had a bunch of sanctions on the program and everything, and he still kind of had it rocking.
Yeah, they've always been a competitive team.
Yeah.
And Penn State is still going to recruit. They're still going to have a lot of money with NIL because they have a massive base of supporters that are people that didn't go to Penn State. They're just fans of Penn State. And then also a huge alumni base that's going to support this football program.
Yeah.
Because football is their biggest sport.
You're not entitled in college football. You always have to learn that. Some fan bases always need to learn. You're not entitled to always have a good team. But odds are Penn State is going to find another good coach, and they're going to be around as good, I would say. It's hard to say because James Franklin did have them playing really well. Some of the biggest success they've seen in a long time.
They made it to the semifinals last year. That's a big deal. Well, to tie this to your next topic, I've heard some people say, why not make Curt Cignetti tell you no? Why not?
I feel like he's going to wind up at Florida.
Oh,
probably.
Really? You think he'll do a switch to a different conference?
Yeah.
To the harder conference?
I mean, Florida's a better job than Penn State, right?
I don't know if I'd say it is because I think the pressure at Florida might be a little bit more. I honestly think it's a better idea for him just to stay at Indiana. Indiana's getting a lot of money pumped into them, and the pressure doesn't seem as high because they're always the basketball school, not the football school, and you're seeing some success, so why not ride it out?
Yeah, he's not staying.
You don't think so?
That'd be, I don't know what when you're successful, you want to go to the highest rank you can go to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't want to be like, oh, I'm just going to be, to keep it in football, I'm just going to be a quarterback's coach my whole life. If you're good at that, you're like, I want to see if I can be an offensive coordinator. I want to see if I can be a head coach. Curt Cignetti is like, why stay at Indiana when there's bigger fish to fry? Now, if you can win a championship at Indiana, that'd be one thing. I was going to say,
if you can win a Big Ten championship in Indiana, you should just stay at Indiana because the Big Ten might just is about to get a $2 billion private equity deal. Like, the money is in the Big Ten, so why not stay?
I think he's going to Florida. But I do want to say, I think James Franklin, somebody is going to be super psyched this offseason. Maybe like Virginia Tech, like a school that wants what Penn State has had. Oh,
it says, somebody's going to hire James Franklin. Has Billy Napier been fired yet, by the way?
No, he's not.
So that's just a projection. We think he's going to be fired.
Yeah, they've lost 4 games.
Yeah.
And this is the second year in a row they've had these issues. So I think it's only a matter of time. But if it's not Florida, it'll be somewhere else. Curt Cignetti is moving on.
I don't know about that.
I don't think he can say no to the massive amounts of money he's going to get offered somewhere else. Allie has stepped out. Nene has stepped in to the show because Allie lost in our football picks this weekend. Good morning, Nene.
Good morning.
Wow, that sounds just like Nene.
I have a statement to make.
Okay. Go ahead, Nene.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Dallas Cowboys, America's team, just got embarrassed by the lowly Carolina Panthers. And I mean dragged through the mud by a team whose highlight reel could fit on a Post-it note. That wasn't a loss. That was a travesty. Also, the flea-bitten, fluky, injury-ridden Philadelphia Fleagles are probably laughing their feathers off.
Oh, my God.
Watching Dallas fumble away yet another season. Now let's address the fossil in the suite, Jerry Jones. This man has been clinging to power like Gollum clutching to the ring. Jerry, buddy, it's time. You've built stadiums, sold jerseys, bought yachts the size of Rhode Island, but you haven't built a championship team in nearly 3 decades.
In your lifetime.
In
Nene's lifetime.
Get out of the war room. Get out of the locker room. Go start a NASCAR team. Let somebody else with a functioning relationship with modern football take over.
Wow.
But you know what, Hudson? I still believe in this team.
Of course you do. Of course you do, Nene.
I still believe in Dak Prescott and George Picky Wicky.
I don't know if he gives nicknames to players that he likes.
He definitely says that one. We can still get it done, Hudson. We are still going to the Super Bowl. Mark my words. We're going to go to the Super Bowl and we're going to beat Hudson's Green Bay Packers on the way. And Micah Parsons, too. The Cowboys are winning the Super Bowl.
Wow.
And scene.
That was pretty good. That was.
I don't think I can get his voice, but that was his nature.
No, yeah, you
flowing out of me.
definitely. That sounds like everything that Nene will say when he gets into
If
that.
you haven't heard him call George Pickens George Picky Wicky, believe me, he does it.
I always thought he only gives nicknames to like the Fleagles, like players he doesn't like.
No, he's like George Picky Wicky.
But
he always says that.
You didn't even mention the one thing missing is you didn't talk about how CeeDee Lamb is going to come back.
Oh yeah, I
and
should
how
have
that will
added
change
that.
everything.
A whole paragraph about CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah. Wow. It was like Nene was really here. I want you to lose every week just to have this. When you go to the gas pump, which gas do you use? 8772 Radio U. Allie, what gas do you put in your car?
I put unleaded.
Unleaded. Which number?
87.
And where is that located on every gas pump?
Usually the first option.
On like the left, right?
Oh, you mean the actual
The position.
Well, it depends because sometimes, I feel like it's probably
almost always on the left, and it's almost always what color?
Black.
It's usually got the black handle, right?
Yeah. Depending on what gas station you go to.
But here's the thing, and one woman has gone viral on TikTok for pointing this out. It's not standardized at gas stations.
It's not.
And so her situation was actually her vehicle needs diesel.
Okay.
And typically, so that's on the far right, typically. And that's, I never use diesel. So I guess that's the green usually.
Yes,
Yeah, that sounds
it's usually green.
Checks out.
Yeah.
But this woman on TikTok went to a BP.
Ah, yep.
BP's colors are green.
Uh-huh.
And so for some reason, they made the regular gas pump green and the diesel black. And she almost put regular gas in her truck because of the non-standardized colors.
Yeah.
And I think that her blowing up like this raises an important point that we do need some standardization at gas pumps.
Yeah.
Or we could just do what Oregon and New Jersey do and have somebody else pump our gas for us.
Oh, I mean, that'd be nice.
That'd be kind of cool.
Let's do that. I vote for the third option. No. I have had to do a double take before when I've been at BP where I'm like, oh, green. No. Oh, yep. That's the right one for sure. Making sure it's the right one. But I will tell you, if you just read the pump thing, you can see that one is diesel and one is unleaded.
Yeah.
But also, I believe this is true. Somebody who actually has a truck or whatever that takes diesel, you can let me know. But I believe the pump size is too big to fit in the unleaded gas tank. So it won't, like if you tried to put in the, for the unleaded, it probably won't fit.
Yeah. But hers was reversed, right? So like if the diesel thing is bigger,
if
then
she put the unleaded in, it would have been fine. It would have been maybe a little wobbly, but yeah, she definitely could have made that mistake as a diesel. But if you're thinking more, I think most cars are unleaded, and so for the most part, this would be a problem with somebody that has an unleaded car trying to accidentally put diesel in their car.
Right, and another reason why we kind of need some standardization is because Sheetz has been expanding a lot. Sheetz has literally like 7 different types of gas.
Yeah, they do have a lot. And a lot of colors. It's like blue. And
I know at Sheetz I always get the blue.
Okay, yeah.
But then every pump doesn't have the blue.
Right.
So,
that's the unleaded 88?
Yeah, that's like the cheaper blue, cheaper unleaded
Which
whatever.
Not every car can take that.
Right. If you have an old car or something. So it's just we need some rules to live by because yes, you read, but at the same time you just go into like autopilot sometimes and going into autopilot one time shouldn't ruin your vehicle.
Yeah, which again, if she would have accidentally put the green in and hit diesel, no gas would have come out of that pump because it would have been the wrong side of the pump. And so it wouldn't have come, like unleaded gas is not coming out when you hit diesel. Nothing would have happened.
I have one more idea that could solve all of this.
Okay.
Electric cars. Never have to worry about this again. Have we ever talked about this, Allie? Dorito theory?
I don't think so.
8772 Radio U. Dorito theory is I guess it could be considered a conspiracy theory
Oh, boy.
that Doritos are scientifically engineered to be so good that you never want to stop eating them,
Oh, 100% that's true.
but not good enough to ever make you feel satisfied.
Oh.
There's like that, in between space.
So you got to keep eating.
You keep eating because you're like, this is good, but also you just never seem to. You never
it
seem
never
to.
fills you up.
Yeah, it never fills you up. I mean, you might eventually, if you eat a lot of Doritos, that's your meal and you'd be full. But
Yeah.
like, it would take a lot of Doritos
Yeah,
to
you
do that.
feel like you can keep going.
And I don't know. Here's what I've heard this theory before, and I don't know if it's Doritos or if it's us.
Oh.
Are they that good at scientifically engineering Doritos? Or
Do we just love Doritos
if
that
you
much?
start to think about it, are there not a bajillion things that are actually just like Doritos? Particularly like a lot of food, a lot of fast food seems to be that way. A lot of our vices, though. Like,
Yeah.
here's a good example. Sports gambling. Sports gambling is fun. When have you ever, like most people, if you sports gamble a lot, you probably hit a parlay, a pretty big parlay at some point. Do you ever stop after the parlay because you're like, I've won enough money?
You should.
Yeah, but who does that? A
Right.
lot of people, like you win the lottery or whatever, and that just makes you want to play. Like, now I have money to play the lottery with. Like
Yeah.
there's actually, particularly when you think about vices, but just a lot of things in life. And so I think it's definitely an in-between of sports, betting companies, Doritos, whoever makes alcohol, like these things, they do kind of know what they're doing of like, they can make this good enough to keep you coming back. But whether it's them or us, there's something about these things that just does not ever leave you satisfied.
Yeah.
You never get the hit that's like, all right, that's enough.
Yeah.
I'm finally happy.
Yeah, that's 100% right. And I think it's a combination of both of those things because it's engineered for humans, meaning it's kind of playing into our weaknesses.
Yeah.
Which our weaknesses is we have very little self-control. And so when we find something that's addictive, when we find something that we like, it's hard for us to stop. It's hard for us to give in, even if we're never going to be satisfied by it.
Yeah. Or like, I think it's particularly true with vices, but it doesn't even have to be like I'll give you another good example, vacation. When do you have a vacation that's so good? It's like, that's the vacation.
Yeah, this is the vacation of all vacations.
I don't
never
need a vacation for another long time after this. It makes you want more vacation.
Yeah.
And this is not, my point is that there's something about us that cannot be satisfied by these things.
It's true.
No matter how good they are, the Doritos and the alcohol and the gambling and the porn and the vacations, all of it, you're never going to get the money. You're never going to get enough to where you stop.
Yeah.
Because we're missing something.
Right.
What we actually will be satisfied by is a relationship with God, is spending more time with Him. We're in our bodies. We're going to do things that you do with your body that make your body feel good. You're going to eat Doritos. But you need to make time if you want the real satisfaction to spend time with God, because that is what will actually fill that space in your life that can never be filled by anything else.
Yeah, that's where it's at. There's a great song by Talking Heads called This Must Be the Place. And that's exactly what God is. That's the place. That's what you've always been searching for, what you're looking for. You have found it when you get a relationship with God.
And you can have that. It's not hard. It doesn't cost a lot of money. It just takes a few minutes to say, hey, God, I'm ready to have a relationship with you. Come into my life. Fill me with your spirit. Satisfy me. And see what happens. If you want to know more, RadioU.com/free gift. It's our Monday tradition, the box office breakdown, looking at what made money and what didn't in theaters over the weekend. Let us know what you've watched lately at 8772-RADIO-U. We always like to see your reviews. Allie, what do you think? Which movie do you think was number one in America this weekend?
Oh, what did we talk about was coming out this weekend? I don't even remember. It's been such a busy weekend for me.
You should know this. It was like the top billed movie.
Oh, it was?
So
okay, dang it. What movies did we talk about? I don't remember.
I'll give you 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2.
My mind was blank. I couldn't think of anything.
Tron Ares.
Oh, Tron. That's right.
It was the number one movie in America. That sounds good, right? Sounds like good news for Tron.
How much did it make, though?
It made $33 million. Check this out, though. $33 million. First of all, that's worse. Obviously, Jared Leto, the star of Tron Ares, worse than the opening weekend for Morbius, which also starred Jared Leto, of course.
That was a really bad flop.
Yeah.
So that's not good that it is worse than it and something.
And, okay, if you had to guess, you had to throw out a number, how much do you think Disney spent? What was the budget for Tron Ares?
Oh, I know it was too much.
Yeah, well, yeah, anything is too much, but...
I'm going to go with 150.
Oh, not too bad. If this is accurate here, $180 million to make $33 million.
Yeah, they're not making that back.
And you're thinking, maybe some person might think, well, but how did it do overseas? Sometimes, especially like these really CGI like movies
Heavy.
that feel like make no sense here in the United States, sometimes they do well in China or whatever.
Yeah.
Total, Tron Ares has made about $60 million worldwide.
Oh, man. That is rough, Tron.
Yeah, so...
And you know what's crazy? Is in those budgets that they list, none of the marketing is included in that budget.
Yeah,
that is all production.
Right. That's right.
And so, and we know, because we've seen so many trailers for this movie, we know they spent a lot of money on marketing.
There was a lot of commercials that were pushing Tron Ares, and it did not work.
Disney with the flops this year. What is going on?
I don't think that I don't know who greenlit Tron Ares, because you can tell, like, before anybody showed me a trailer, I'd be like, why are you making a Tron movie in 2025?
Yeah. Disney's
starring Jared Leto.
Disney's having a lot of highs and lows, because it's like Lilo and Stitch, a high. Tron Ares, a really bad low.
Yeah.
They need to level it out, because I feel like Disney was full of wins for so many years. And now it just seems like they've lost their way.
Well, number 2 at the box office was Roof Man. That made $8 million. And then number 3 was One Battle After Another, which has been out for 3 weeks now. That made another almost $7 million.
So pretty low overall for the box office.
Yeah, not a good weekend. But I mean, would you be running out to see it? I don't know. Like, Roof Man is a maybe for me. One Battle After Another is a definitely someday.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I mean, that's been out for 3 weeks. So it wasn't the kind of weekend that maybe had people wanting to run to the theaters. 8772 RadioU, let us know what you've watched recently, and Allie and I will share what we have gotten into lately. Let us know what you've watched lately. We want to see your reviews for the best movie or the worst movies and TV shows that you've been watching as of late. We just did the box office breakdown. Tron Ares was number 1 in theaters this weekend, but did not do well, even though it was number 1. Allie, what have you watched as of late?
I have been going down the horror movie trail, as I shared last week, because it's spooky season. I've been enjoying the horror movies.
Seeing some people in the text talking about dabbling in some Halloween-y stuff.
Yeah.
Like Regina says she's been watching Buffy and Angel, which is the spinoff of Buffy, the Vampire
I
Slayer.
do love Buffy. I love Sarah Michelle Gellar, so great choice there, Regina. But yeah, for me, I've been watching the Friday the 13th movies.
Okay. How many are there?
There's so many. I don't even know if I could count them all off right now, but there are so many. But I believe Peacock has all of them, like the whole collection. And so I've just been watching them all, because I definitely haven't seen all of them. I think I had only seen the first 3. And so it always surprises me how little plot these movies have.
Oh, yeah.
Like it's the same, either the same plot or just like nothing. And they're just like, throw all these teens together and have them get slaughtered. You know, it's just like, that's what they went with.
Yeah. That's a lot of horror movies are like that, especially sequels to the first horror movie.
Those 70s slashers, they're just all the same.
I can't wait for that Jason Voorhees spin-off TV show that's eventually coming. That's going to be great, right?
Is it?
I have watched a few Halloween movies, but also the top thing worth mentioning for me is the show on HBO Max, and I guess it's probably on HBO too, is Task.
Oh, yeah. I keep getting commercials for this.
Yeah. It's made by, I think it's written by the same person or run or whatever. I don't know. It's connected to Mayor of Easttown.
Yes.
Which
was loved,
obviously,
Mayor of Easttown.
Yeah, it was amazing. So connected, in fact, that they're just like, why don't we just set it basically in the same place?
Really?
So everybody has like the same accents you remember from Mayor of Easttown. It stars Mark Ruffalo as a kind of FBI agent guy. And then this crew of guys that are robbing, they're garbage men, but they rob trap houses for to steal the money.
Okay.
Because it's kind of like it seems like easy to get away with, right?
Yeah.
And so then eventually Mark Ruffalo is trying to hunt these guys down. And then I don't want to spoil anything else. I'm only 2 episodes in, so I'm behind of because it's coming out week by week, right?
Yeah.
And I'm a few episodes behind because I just started it, but really good. And just the way that they are able to build the characters in like where you kind of understand everybody is so good.
You know what I can guarantee, knowing that it's tied to Mayor of Easttown? I'll love the characters so much, and it's going to break my heart. Because Mayor of Easttown ripped my heart out. I won't spoil as to why, because I do recommend people to watch it, but absolutely ripped my heart out and stomped on it. But yeah, I agree. The characters were very compelling. Like you had to watch all the way through.
Yeah. I'm enjoying this so far. Some great action scenes too in the first couple episodes. So definitely worth watching. Tim texted in at 8772 Radio U. He said he's watched Escape from Germany. I normally love movies centered around the Holocaust, but this one sucked.
Oh.
That's your box office breakdown. Is the government still shut down?
I think so.
It is, right?
Yeah.
I haven't heard that it's reopened or anything. 8772 Radio U. And the government being shut down, while for many people it doesn't affect your everyday life all that much.
Yeah.
There are certain instances where the government shutdown is kind of having some big impacts. It's actually at national parks caused a bit of chaos.
Oh, yeah?
Because I guess all of the park rangers, right, like they're federal employees.
Yep.
And ones that can be furloughed or laid off, you know?
Mm.
And so that's leading people to, like, because there's nobody to enforce the rules at these national parks, it's leading people to just be able to do whatever they want. It's crazy how quickly they've actually started taking advantage of this, actually.
Man, why aren't these national parks just closed then? If there's no employees to enforce the rules, they should just be closed.
That is, that's a good point. But, I mean, can you really close nature?
I mean, you can't, but I would think you would.
It's not like there's a big, like a big fence all the way around Yosemite.
Not all the way
right?
around, but it would deter some people.
Yeah.
If there's a gateway that's closed and you can't get in the regular way.
Yeah, you're probably right. They could just do that. But I'm sure there's still a lot of people that just go and, abide by,
For the most part, people are following the rules.
But what are people doing that they shouldn't be doing because there's no park rangers around to stop them?
Yeah, what are they doing?
Hey, y'all shouldn't do that. First of all, at Yosemite National Park, that's where El Capitan is. Base jumpers have been emboldened to go base jumping there, which apparently you're not supposed to do.
What's base jumping?
It's like skydiving.
Okay.
But instead of jumping out of a plane, you jump off of like a high building or, mountaintop or whatever it is.
And then you use a parachute to get down.
Yeah, which of course, I'm sure is very dangerous.
Yeah.
These people, it's probably not the first time they're base jumping. In theory, they probably know what they're doing, but also you're not supposed to do that.
I was going to say,
you're not supposed to do it probably for a good reason.
Yeah.
So there's that. Also, it says that climbers and hikers have been defying the rules as well. Some have scaled half-domes cables without permits. Not without permits!
Come on. Don't do that.
The permits, please. But they've also skipped ahead in line.
The worst behavior.
Yeah, I don't know. That's, somehow we'll manage. Somehow we'll survive. This is interesting, though. At campgrounds, people have been squatting. So, like, if somebody comes in and they had a site reserved and the other people ahead of them that had been there decided not to leave, which yet again, I can't believe this has happened enough for it to be in the news.
Yeah.
The government's only been shut down a couple weeks.
Yeah.
And already people are like, but how can I take advantage? I'm going to live at a national park for a few extra days.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, this again just shows how awful people can be sometimes. That they can just think, that's the first thing they think about. Like, how can I take advantage of this situation? Like, bro, get a life, grow up.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of, especially if you're a base jumper, you're a thrill seeker anyways. You kind of play by your own rules.
You're like, I'm going to break the rules all the time.
Yeah, so I get that. I can't believe people are squatting on campsites at national parks.
Yeah, just
that they must have had reserved prior anyway. I guess somebody, like, you could be a squatter. You come in, you're like, the government's shut down. This is my time. I'm going to search around, wait for somebody to leave. Then I'm going to hop on that campsite before the next person can get there. And I'm not leaving until the government opens again and somebody makes me.
I mean, who can blame people for doing crazy stuff when the government is shut down? My question is, why are we paying taxes? If the government's shut down, maybe we shouldn't pay taxes.
We should shut down our taxes for a while.
Yeah. If you're not going to do your job, I'm not going to do mine.
That sounds like the crazy kind of take I would come up with. But I kind of love it. A huge change is coming to a major fast food chain here in the United States, 8772 RadioU. The chain is Steak and Shake. The change is that every Steak and Shake location is about to get the biggest American flag allowed by law.
What?
Outside of the Steak and Shake.
The largest by law?
Yeah,
That's like those big car dealerships that have like the massive flags.
Or if you've ever driven by a camping world, they are notorious for always having ginormous
really big ones.
American flags. So literally Steak and Shake says every Steak and Shake will have these stars and stripes outside of a big flagpole. And it will vary from location to location because different areas, like it's all about local laws.
Yeah.
But in each location, they are planning on having the biggest
The
American flag that is allowed by law. Does this make you more likely to go to Steak and Shake?
Yeah. It's an American institution. I love it. I haven't been to Steak and Shake in a long time. I haven't tried the beef tallow fries.
Oh, yeah.
Which I always liked their fries before.
Mm-hmm.
But, I haven't been to Steak and Shake in a while. But I like this move. This is fine.
I don't frequent Steak and Shake too often, but that's because it's just not as convenient. But I like Steak and Shake a lot.
Yeah.
This really doesn't change my opinion
On Steak and Shake?
I'm not going to go out of my way to go to Steak and Shake now. Although it is it's kind of the Cracker Barrel effect or like some of these things where it's just like, at least now I'm thinking about it.
Yeah.
I've probably the last several times I've gone out for fast food, I didn't even think about Steak and Shake. But now it's kind of on my mind. So I guess
it's working.
In a short-term advertising way, this is working. But it's also, it's not bad to show a little patriotism.
No.
It's definitely not a bad idea to have the American flag displayed.
Right. Well, and what I think of is like the line from the Santa Claus movie, which is like, he's talking about Denny's and he's like, come on, Denny's, it's an American institution.
Yeah.
So it's like Steak and Shake's trying to make himself an American institution with this.
Yeah, I like this. I think there's actually, I wonder what other fast food chains have the American flag. Because I think most McDonald's do.
Say.
And like you just don't even,
right.
Maybe just because it's normal size instead of the biggest allowed by law. You don't really think about it.
Yeah, really, American patriotism is kind of unique to America. Growing up overseas, you never saw this type of stuff where personal businesses and homes would fly flags outside. Because, you walk in a neighborhood and you see lots of American flags all over the place. And that's, I feel like, very unique to America because if you go across the world, you're not going to see that as much. But yeah,
it definitely depends, though. Because if you go to Canada, not only do you see a lot of Canadian flags, the maple leaf is on everything.
Yeah, that's true.
In the United States, we don't have stars and stripes on everything.
No.
In fact, you're kind of not supposed to do that
right.
to honor it, which that is my concern. Sometimes, especially around July 4th, you see American flag pants, which are awesome, but also that's not really what the flag is supposed to be meant for, but nobody really cares about that.
I mean, it's on bikinis.
Yeah.
So that might be the worst.
And I'm sure there's other worse places it is too, because we just merchandise the heck out of it.
We do.
Which, again, not what it's actually meant for, but I don't know. That's better than if we didn't like it at all, I suppose.
Yeah. Thanks for listening to the RadioU podcast. Don't forget to rate and review the show.